Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. So we are about to be in 2022. So what is it that you want to change about yourself? Take a moment, reflect on the year, think about how far you've come, celebrate whatever wins that you can this year. Focus on the accomplishments. It's important. And with that, let's talk a little bit about what our focus is. What our focus is, what our thoughts are towards ourselves. What are the things that you tell yourself? What are the words you're using inside to describe yourself? It's not about what other people say about you. It's about what you say about yourself. And what are you saying to yourself? Are you calling yourself names and thinking it's funny? Oh, I'm fat, I'm too skinny, I'm pretty, I'm ugly, I'm smart, I'm stupid. Like, which one are you telling yourself? And it's important because what you say to yourself, the self believes. The subconscious soaks that in. And so it's super important to monitor your thoughts. And if you've gotten into this, rhythm of like just telling yourself, oh yeah, I'm crazy, ha 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 ha. Oh, I'm evil. I'm this. I'm that. Whatever it is you think is funny that you're saying to yourself, like those things soak in. And is that really what you want? And maybe it is. Maybe you're fine with that. But the question is, what is it doing? What is it doing to who you are? What is it doing to your self-esteem, that self-love? Self-love is, in my opinion, the most important part of this journey. Finding that self-acceptance, finding, like, no matter who you are. I'm a little eccentric. I do. I know that. And I've learned to embrace it, for sure. Definitely embrace it. But, I have my moments where I'm like, oh, I'm around people who are just like completely different. And do I change who I am to fit into this scenario? And, I'm not perfect by any means. I'm going to keep saying that because there is no perfect. But I think that, I've definitely come to a place where I like me. I think I'm kind of cool. I hope you like you. And if you don't, here is a couple ways to slowly start to change that dynamic. And this is one of the really important ways. Take some time to just change those thoughts when they come up. For instance, if, you have a situation where you're just like beating yourself up over like whatever the scenario was. Oh, I messed up that project at work. Oh, I shouldn't have said that thing to this person. Why didn't I say this? Or whatever it is, whatever the mental chatter that is going on and plaguing you is, change it up. It's okay to have it. And I think a lot of people want to push these thoughts away or stuff them or something like that. And I think that part is what kind of causes the triggers and the traumas. Instead of just owning it and being like, okay, yeah, I feel this way, but I'm going to change that because it's okay to make mistakes. So like if you do feel, let's say it's something like a project at work and you're like, oh, I screwed up. I'm such an idiot. Why did I do this? Well, it's okay to make mistakes. So it's not about the mistake. And it's not about acknowledging, hey, I did make a mistake. It's not about, oh, I need to push that away. There are no mistakes. Like, I don't know. It's nothing like that. What it is figuring out, well, what story is that? Is there something in my life where I was told that you have to be perfect all the time? Is there a story that I'm holding on to that says that when you make a mistake, you're a piece of shit? You are not a good person. You are no longer valuable. think about where it's coming from. It's a lot of work, I get it. But that's the thing, the benefit of this work, the benefit of being able to understand where this is coming from, and kind of like diagnosing, like, okay, like the table, think of it as a table. So the top part, the table part, is the issues that you're seeing. But there's legs to the table, and those legs are where they're stemming from. And whether it's a story, an event, something your parents did, said, something that happened in childhood, maybe something that happened in adulthood. It doesn't have to be a childhood trauma. You know, it's important to figure out where it came from and getting to the root to be able to release it. Oh, this is the story that I'm telling myself. I'm feeling this way because I believe that, you know, it's not okay to make mistakes and that I have to be perfect at all times. So if that's the story you're telling yourself, slowly learn to change it. It is okay for me to make mistakes. It's okay for me to be imperfect. It's okay for me to learn from my mistakes. And that's a great way to look at it too. It's like, okay, well, this is a learning experience, right? It's like, okay, I made a mistake and now I get to learn for next time. And that's another important thing. So let's talk a little bit about that inner critic. So when that inner critic starts going, you know, remember that the inner critic is not there to hurt you. It's a protection mechanism. You know, because of events where you may have felt a certain way, a certain emotion had came up in prior events. When an event that's similar comes up, what happens is you start to get those thoughts again. We've already been through this. The inner critic starts going, we've already been through this. Don't you remember? Let's not go down this road. It's scary because you made a mistake and it didn't work. Sometimes you just have to say thank you, inner critic. But we can do this. We're good. Whatever it is, however you want to say it, just pumping yourself up instead of putting yourself down. And I think that making sure that we watch the words. There's a book called The 4 Agreements, and it talks about being impeccable with your word. And when I first read being impeccable with your word, I of course assumed it was towards others. Maybe like, you know, making sure that you keep your word. But it was, when I read the chapter, it was about what are the things we're saying to ourselves? What are the words we use to ourselves? And being impeccable with that. Because it's never about anybody else. The only person you can change is you. And so the tool of the day is to catch yourself when you have negative thoughts, instead of just falling into them and starting to feel horrible about it and, oh yeah, you're right, I suck. Change it. Change the story. Change the story you're telling yourself and see how that works. I mean, of course, it's not going to happen in a blink of an eye. I mean, you know, I'm sure most of us have been doing this or thinking a certain way for a while. So just know that everything is going to take time, but you will see the benefits. One of the best ways that I find is affirmations. And so I suggest, and the tool of the day will be to take some time every morning to look at yourself in the mirror and say at least 3 things that you love about yourself. I am smart, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am capable, whatever you think you need to hear for the day, at least 3. And end it by telling yourself that you love you and see how that feels. It's gonna feel awkward at first, maybe. Some people might not feel awkward at all. Some people already have that self-love, and that's amazing. But if you are somebody who doesn't and who needs to boost that a little bit, it could work. Just take a moment every morning and do the 3 affirmations and end it by saying, I love you, and say your name, and look yourself in the eye, and see how it feels. So that's my message for today. Hopefully that resonates with somebody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And this will be the last time I see you guys in 2021. So happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys have a safe and healthy new year. I will see you next year. Bye.